Hello there. I just want to take on a little bit further the conversation we started a few weeks ago when we were talking about microphones. Now, microphones, as I said, are great. I love microphones in school. They're good to work with, and the learners really love using them. So I find them excellent things to have, and not just in a music class, but throughout the school. They can really motivate a learner to concentrate and can think about what they're doing. Great for things like English literature and stuff like that, where people have to read. Anyway, microphones, I think they're great. Now, I use a phrase that's common in the professional music world, which is XLR. What does XLR actually mean? And a teacher asked me that just the other day. This is an XLR connector. It's in the bottom of the microphone. It's that standard 3-pin kind of thing that you get in the bottom of a microphone, and it attaches to an XLR lead. Here's an XLR lead. This is what's around my deck. This XLR lead has got the female end of it, which is the one with 3 holes in. This is the male end of it, and they clip together. And they're good and solid and professionally secure. They don't fall off and fly off, although you mustn't do that Roger Daltrey thing and spin it round your head just in case they do. So this is a nice firm attachment between the XLR cable and the XLR socket in the microphone. And that XLR system is great. And that usually attaches on the other end to another XLR cable. Here we have another XLR socket and another male. So it goes from a female socket there to a male socket there. And these are used on standard stuff. You would attach your microphone to your amplifier or your camera or your mixing desk or whatever it is that you are using. You've got standard XLR connectors. And they're really, really good. They're solid and they don't come apart and they don't break. I like XLR stuff. And to get it apart, there's a little button. You press the button and pull it, and it just comes apart, locks it, and keeps it nice and solid. XLR is really, really good. So that's a mic cable or an XLR cable. But you might come across a time where you need to plug a microphone into something that doesn't have an XLR socket. And this is where we start getting some issues and where some terminology starts falling apart. So here's a cable. It's an XLR on one end. It's the correct XLR to attach to your microphone. Locks in place again. But on the other end is a different adapter. This is a mini jack, commonly termed. It's a very, very small adapter that plugs into a video camera or any small kind of equipment. It's the same adapter that you get on the end of headphones, only headphones are stereo. This one's mono, don't worry about that too much. This mini jack will still work perfectly well. The microphone still works when you go in from XLR to something else. The only problem is that this something else is maybe less secure than the XLR. It'll be this end of the cable that breaks before that end of the cable breaks. And if there's any wobble and crackle, it'll be from this because it's smaller and harder to control. But that's that mini jack is the right cable to use if you're going into a video camera or into some other miniature recording device like an iPod or something that small. And of course, once you've got the mini jacks, you can then convert them, because you can get quite a lot of these, which are converters or adapters, which convert your mini jack to a variety of other formats. So this is a mini jack to a 1/4-inch stereo jack. Won't be stereo because the cable's mono and it's already chopped the stereo out of it, but that will now plug into a mixing desk or a guitar amp or a standard musical instrument kind of interface. And you can get other adapters that convert mini jack into various other things. And very useful they are to have a pocket full of the different types of adapters. You just plug them in and away you go. So these are all different things to learn. You might come across phrases like balanced, which is another way of saying XLR, and unbalanced, which is another way of saying single, or say mono, and indeed stereo, which look like that, which has got the 3 sockets, the tip and 2 ring sockets, and it's just a matter of getting used to those and being comfortable to use them. But so just as long as you know the difference between an XLR and a mini jack and the different connections and different cables, so you know what you're going to order when it comes around to buying your gear.